What's up, KP family? It's Karen P, and your girl is back with another video. Listen, if you're not already part of the KP family, go ahead on and hit that subscribe button right now today. Be sure to turn your post notifications on. Give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below. Follow me on all social media platforms. It's Karen P, ITSKARENP, straight across the search bar. And be sure to subscribe to my other YouTube channel. Listen, y'all, so I got quite a few DMs on my Facebook and Instagram, and about 3 on my TikTok, asking how did I end up living in the ghetto anyway. As y'all, I'm not sure if y'all, well, listen, check out my previous vlogs about my moving vlog with me moving from out of the ghetto, the projects, the hood, y'all. So story time. And y'all know I'm one of those content creators that I like to share some of the things that I've experienced in life to help motivate, inspire others, and also to prevent them from going through some of the bad things that I've went through, you know, in life, you know, my life experience. And so basically, y'all, how I ended up living in the ghetto. Now I'm out the ghetto, y'all. So, child. Oh, I would say about, okay, so my youngest is now 10. So I would say about 13 years ago, 13, maybe 14 years ago, I was living at my parents' house, y'all. Very much so comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Yes, an adult, but I was very much so comfortable. I did pay rent, okay? I did pay rent living at my parents' house. And of course, that's teaching me responsibility. Because of course, far as I'm concerned, and based off my knowledge and my life experience, honey, you can't live nowhere for free. Especially as an adult. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was living with my parents, y'all, and I remember I met my youngest son's dad through social media. Crazy, right? I know, right? I met him through social media. We started talking over there. I don't know why, y'all. I just thought that he was somebody that I had knew prior, you know what I'm saying? But y'all, he was a lookalike, you know, truth be told. And so, you know, we started talking and, you know, kicking it or whatever, you know, doing grown people ish. And next thing you know, y'all, the secrets are coming out, y'all. The secrets are coming out. Y'all hear me? Ooh, chop. So he was living with his sister and her kids, and you know, I would go and stay the night, you know, over there sometimes and stuff like that. And then whatever happened, he ended up being at his mom's place. She was transitioning from one home to another home, so he ended up being he ended up being in her home that she was, you know, that she had done, you know, pretty much, you know, like I say, moving out of. And so again, I was standing out over there, and the next thing you know, y'all, my mom was like, listen, what you not gonna do is be living in 2 different places. You're not gonna be living here and living out there with a guy, you know what I'm saying? And she didn't say guy, she said, you know, but you know, you ain't gonna be living here and living out there with a guy. So you need to make up your mind. Either you gonna live here and pay your rent, or you gonna live somewhere else with him and pay rent over there. So y'all, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I wasn't trying to hear my mama. I was like, man, she just talking. Long as she got that money, long as I get her money every month, it shouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Why does it matter? But you know, I was young, y'all. I'm 41 years old, so y'all take it back. You know, I wasn't that young, but y'all take it back. You know what I'm saying? I was learning life. I was learning, you know, I was learning. And again, my parents was teaching me responsibilities, like, In other words, why would you want to be paying for one place but you're not really there? You pay for where you live, where you put your head at basically every night. You get what I'm saying? So my mama definitely had a valid point, y'all. But again, I wasn't trying to hear what she was saying. But honey, listen, I know now. But moving right along, y'all. Next thing you know, he ended up getting his own place, y'all. He ended up getting his own place, and he ended up getting an efficiency, y'all. And my youngest, I didn't have my youngest, my oldest, of course I didn't have my youngest yet. He wasn't even thought of, born, nothing like that. But my oldest was living with his grandparents on his daddy's side. And so I was staying, with him, and only thing I was doing, y'all, because I was like my mama said, honey, I'm not gonna help him pay no rent when I'm paying rent at my mama's house. You know what I'm saying? So I was helping, with buying groceries. That's it. That's it, and that's all. I was helping with buying groceries and cooking and cleaning. That's it. But then, y'all, when I tell y'all our relationship, you really get to know somebody when you start living with that person. That's when, the true colors come out of that person. Their true side, you get to see their good side and their bad side. I mean, some people, you don't even have to live with them. Them flags gonna start flagging. You get what I'm saying? And not even God gonna start giving you the signs. And it's up to us if we recognize the signs or if we want to ignore the signs and continue being in that toxic situation. And so that was me. I got all the signs, but I continued being in that toxic situation, y'all. I guess I was looking for love in all the wrong places and from the wrong person. It's not, I guess I was. I'm speaking my truth. This is my story. Again, this is my life. This is something that I've gone through, I've experienced, and I've learned from it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, what I was helping pay with. And, I just started learning bad things about him, though he kept one of the biggest things away from me, y'all. The biggest things away from me. And he had a habit, y'all, that I had no idea about. I had no idea about it because, again, he hid that from me. But then, I started noticing, like the good side, the flip side, you know what I'm saying, to him, or how he would just spaz out of nowhere, and that's when I ended up, putting two and two together, like, oh, so this is why he spazzes out when, basically when he's not under the influence. You understand me? So, but when he's under the influence, he's good, but he's still, you know what I'm saying, still not himself. So anyway, y'all, we had lots and lots of fights. I mean, physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional, all type of abuse, y'all. You name it, I was dealing with it. I was in it. But again, one thing about God, he gonna get you out of a situation long as you have faith, and you have faith in him, and you have faith in yourself, and that's something that you want to do. And I had to go through it to get through it. You know what I'm saying? Again, I had to go through it to get through it, y'all. And I was even pregnant. I remember the first time I got pregnant by him, y'all. I ended up having a stillborn. You know what I'm saying? My baby didn't make it. And y'all, and I really felt like it was because of all the stress and stuff that I was under, all the abuse that I was under, you know what I'm saying, while with him. And I mean, things got so bad, y'all. I said, you know what, I want better for myself. I have to get myself out of this situation, especially from up underneath this roof. I need to go, y'all. Now, my mother, her and I, we sat down and we had a talk, and I told her, you know what, I'm going to go ahead on and live with him. This is before things just got so bad. I said, I'm going to go ahead on and live with him so that's what I did. I ended up moving in with him completely. When I say the biggest mistake ever, the biggest mistake ever, and one of the biggest mistakes ever in my life, y'all, moving in with him. And again, that's when I started seeing, you know, all the bad things about him. So y'all, I had bought me a notebook, and I started writing down my goals in life, things that I wanted to achieve. And not only achieve, I put a time frame on me achieving those goals. Now, when I met him, I was working at a call center. I was working at a call center, y'all. And I ended up losing my job. I ended up losing my job at the call center for whatever reason, y'all. I lost my job. They let me go. And he was working at Checkers at the time. Yes, yeah. He was working at Checkers at the time. So he spoke with the store manager to get me a job. And I had a lot of experience in fast food. I was also a shift manager at McDonald's, you know, some years prior. So, you know, basically my high school days. And when I first graduated from high school, you know, I was a manager. I started off as a crew member. But anyway, so I got hired at Checkers, y'all, and I was working overnight. I was working 9 to 5. I was working 9 to 5, y'all. And you know, again, write down my goals and with a time frame for me to reach my goals. And y'all, things had just gotten so bad, even with me being pregnant by him the first time. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it, y'all. I mean, I ended up moving out. I ended up moving out of his home, and I went and lived with my grandmother. I went and lived with my grandmother and my grandfather, the same house that I was raised in, you know. And I went and lived with them. And of course, you know, I'm not gonna say of course, but my grandparents didn't want any money from me. They told me the money that you make, go ahead on and save that money to get your own place. So I was buying groceries and still giving them money for the light bill every month. I gave them light bill and I was there for like 3 months, y'all. And in the midst of me living there, y'all, you know, and working at Checkers overnight, I ended up getting another job at Long John Silver's. Y'all comment down below if y'all remember Long John Silver's. I know it's still one around in Broward County, Florida. The store manager happened to come to Checkers one night when I was working. Oh, excuse me. And you know, he would come there quite often, I should say. And, you know, not knowing that he's paying attention to, you know, the way I greet him when he first got to the speaker, the way, you know, his meal was prepared, you know, my customer service in general, overall, it was an A+. So, you know, he asked me, you know, if I wanted to work, you know, at his restaurant and stuff like that. So I wasn't gonna, you know, back down. Of course I want to work. Shoot, I'm trying to get my own place, you know. So he had me come in for an interview, whatever day and time or whatever, resume at hand. You know, first impression was already at Checkers. So my second impression, I made it even better than what it was, you know what I'm saying, outside of Checkers uniform. So I started working there. And I was just saving my money, y'all. Saving my money, just putting groceries at my grandparents' house and paying the light bill. And y'all, I started going apartment hunting. Because again, I had a goal and I had a time frame. I had to reach that goal, y'all. And truth be told, I had a relationship with God, but not the way that I should have had. You get what I'm saying? My relationship with God could have been better, way better than what it was, but I did work on my relationship with God. That I did do, especially when I moved to my grandparents' house. I'm gonna say back to my grandparents' house, because I move in and out like 2 or 3 times. So again, you know, I'm saving my money, then, you know, praying and, you know, talking to God and, you know, building a relationship with him. And then I started going apartment hunting. And y'all, I remember one of the apartments that I went to, you know, it was a nice area. It wasn't the best area, but it definitely was not the ghetto. And it was to me, it was a nice fresh start, you know, new beginnings for me. So I applied, and, you know, I got approved the same day. I wasn't even 10 minutes away from the leasing office, and I got a call stating that I got approved. It was for a 1-bedroom. So, you know, I'm still in a relationship with my youngest son dad at the time, but things just wasn't the same, because of course we're no longer living together. You get what I'm saying? So y'all, I can't count how many times this guy was in and out of jail during the whole, you know, time of me moving in with him and moving out, you know, and living with my grandparents, y'all. So I got approved. I couldn't move in right away because somebody had filed my taxes, and so identity theft. You get what I'm saying? So I had to, you know, save up some more money. Save up, you know, I had to save up more money, and I ended up moving in like 3.5, almost a month later. I ended up moving into my apartment. It was a 1-bedroom. I ended up moving in, and that's when my oldest son Gerard came, and he moved, you know, he moved home. I was more stable, you know, and yes, in a 1-bedroom, but honey, I made it work. And I felt good and happy and proud of myself, because now, you know, again, my son and I, we are underneath the same roof. I'm able to pick up where I left off as far as, you know, raising him. So y'all, all the while, I did not know that my youngest son's dad had done stopped paying his rent where he was at for whatever reason, y'all. He already knew what he had in mind, because he knew that, you know, I moved out and I was working on getting my own place. So y'all tell me, I don't even, until this day, I regret it, but at the same time, it's an experience. It's a life learned lesson. But I remember, y'all, when he got his place, the light bill, it was in his name, but I'm the one that put the deposit down for the lights. You understand? And I didn't even know that he had got evicted till he came over to my apartment one day, and he told me, say, oh, take him to his apartment. He got to go and check his mail. So I've been like, oh, okay. So when he went to go check his mail, I happened to see the eviction notice on the door. Like, he had already been served, you know, on the door. He got the mail, and it was the FPL, you know, the check in the mail for the deposit. So I'm telling him, say, you know, I'm the one that paid this deposit on the lights. That's my money. I'm supposed to get that $152 back. And he was like, nah, man, this mine. Whatever, you know, I charged that to the gang, y'all. But and that was another side that I learned about him, how money hungry he was. And it was all that money, that whole check that came from FP&L, he ended up using that to support whatever habit he was dealing with. And so y'all, I said to him, why would you not pay your rent? Why did you, you know, when I moved out, his brother moved in and stuff like that. He actually ended up getting a bigger spot. He ended up getting a 2-bedroom, and his brother moved in. And I don't know, for whatever reason, y'all, the rent stopped being paid. And I'm like, you know, what's going on? Why y'all stop paying the rent? Oh, his brother moved out. He couldn't afford it, this, that, and the third. But again, I still felt like it was all, he already had it all planned out. He probably told his brother, like, look, man, I'm going to go and stay with Karen. You know, I can go and stay with Karen, this, that, and the third. You know, ain't no sense me paying no rent over here. However it go, that rent was no longer paid to where they got evicted. So now, hear me go. As a fool, I allowed him to come into my home and live there. Live into my home, y'all. So now I'm telling him, well, you gonna be staying here, we going half on the rent. At the time, y'all, my rent was only $730. $730 for a 1 bedroom. So, you know, I needed half of that. Y'all do the math, I could shit. You know, so I told him, you know, I need half of that rent money. So, y'all, it was bad. I was arguing with him every time he got paid because I wanted half of his half. You get what I'm saying? He got paid every week, because what happened was I ended up, the same way he got me a job at Checkers, I ended up getting him a job at Long John Silver's. Yeah, so he looked out for me and I looked out for him. So he ended up getting him a job at Long John Silver. So he was getting paid every week, just like I was getting paid every week, working for the same employer. So, you know, I just wanted, you know, I wanted his half, and it was always an issue with him paying his part, y'all. And then he ended up, you know, getting locked up so much while living there, living with me, y'all. And again, I ended up pregnant by him, which is my son, you know, my youngest son, Kendrick. I ended up getting pregnant by him, y'all. And things just like turned for the worse. But then I was looking at, you know what, this place is too small for us. You know, I'm pregnant, he's here, I got my oldest here, you know, we all living together. I'm gonna go ahead on and, you know, let's just upgrade to a 2-bedroom. What the hell was I thinking when he wasn't doing his part in the 1 bedroom? Hell, he wasn't doing his part in his place to where he got evicted. But, you know, young, dumb, and stupid, you know, so I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead on and get this 2-bedroom, y'all. Got the 2-bedroom. It got even worse. I said, okay, you know what, we stayed there 3 months. That 3rd month came, y'all, I couldn't pay it. I just like, I can't do it. Again, I'm working at 2 fast food restaurants, but I just couldn't do it, y'all. So I ended up back downsizing to a 1 bedroom, y'all. And I'm telling him, look, I need the money to pay the rent. And he didn't give a damn. He didn't give 2 rats tails, you know what I'm saying, to help me pay the rent. Like, he watched me fail. He wanted me to fail, y'all. He wanted me to fail. And I remember 3 days before I gave birth to my son, Kendrick, he got locked up. He got locked up for whatever reason, y'all. Coming back from work. And he just stupid, you know. And again, no rent money from him and stuff. So, you know, I ended up going through the birth of my child without him. But my sis-in-law was there. She did her thing, came in there and cut the umbilical cord. And she was there, you know. Then after, you know, my mom came, and, you know, his mom came, you know, support came through, my brother and stuff like that, my oldest son, Gerard. So moving right along, y'all, that's when stuff really got hard for me, because now I got a newborn baby. I'm not working. You know what I'm saying? I'm not working. And only thing that I was getting from the government was food stamps. I was getting food stamps. Oh, and I was getting Medicaid, health insurance. But when it came time for that rent, where the money would come from? I was struggling, y'all. I'm talking about struggling so bad. I didn't know if I was coming or going. I didn't know if I was coming or going, y'all. I'm talking about hit rock bottom. Hit rock bottom. But before, I remember one of the times he got locked up, y'all. When he came out, no, not one of the times, when he got out when my son was 10 months old. No, he didn't get out when he was 10 months old. He got out when he was 3 months old, and he ended up getting locked up again. And then when my son was 10 months old, y'all, we had gotten to a huge fight. I had just got out the hospital that same day. We got to a huge fight. You might as well say he tried to unalive me. He tried to unalive me. My oldest son was there, you know, trying to help, you know, doing what he can. But y'all, again, I couldn't pay the rent. I couldn't pay the rent. Of course, I told him to leave. Don't come back. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. And the little bit of money that I had, I needed that money to at least, you know, to keep the lights on. And even though I was getting food stamps, but them food stamps didn't last, you know what I'm saying, the whole month. So whatever money I had, y'all, I had to, you know, make do what it do. And what it was, I was getting unemployment because Checkers, the shift manager at the time, honey, she didn't know her job. And not only did she not know her job, she evidently had a problem with me, because why did you lay me off? She laid me off for what? So, honey, I gave that to unemployment, honey, and I was collecting unemployment. As for Long John Silver's, I was taken off the schedule. I was collecting unemployment, so I was getting that little chump change, you know, every 2 weeks or whatever. But y'all, it was crunch time. It was crunch time to where I ended up getting evicted. Got evicted, y'all, and I ended up moving to my mom's house, moving back to my parents' house, y'all. I moved to my parents' house, y'all, and I was like, you know what? I got to do better. I have to do better, y'all. And by that time, I was working at Burger King. Like, now how the hell am I gonna do this? How am I going to manage? How can I pay rent? You know, living off, you know what I'm saying? $8 and some change. It's pretty much impossible. It was, to me, you know, I felt like it was impossible, but it was still possible, y'all. So what happened was, y'all, but one of my ex boyfriends, he told me, you know, about a private owner, which is the place where I just moved out from not too long ago. He told me about him. You know, we went to his estate, and I needed the $1,600 to move in. My mom was the one that blessed me with that money to move into that place. And yes, it's the ghetto. That's how I ended up moving into the ghetto, y'all. But I needed somewhere to go. You know, single mother, struggling, 2 kids. You know, it was hard living at my mom's house with 2 kids in a 1 bed, you know what I'm saying? And all of us in 1 room. It was hard, you know what I'm saying? And my parents didn't raise me to be like that. My parents definitely did not raise me to be like that, y'all. So I had to, you know what I'm saying? I had to get out and make do what it do. I really had to make do what it do. Again, and it wasn't easy, but that's how I ended up living in the ghetto, y'all. That's how I ended up living in the ghetto, depending on a guy, y'all, to do his part. Depending on a guy to do his part. And when I say the biggest letdown, y'all, the biggest letdown ever. Y'all hear me? The biggest letdown ever. But, you know, again, still working at Burger King, you know, living there, struggling, bringing home $400 and something every 2 weeks, and my rent was $800. Y'all do the math. You know, it was hard. So then I was like, you know what? I got to do better. So I started doing childcare training, y'all, and became a preschool teacher, and I ended up, quitting Burger King, started working at the preschool. And working at the preschool, y'all, that ain't do nothing but give me $1 more than what I was making. And bringing home $1 more, and I was really making, working full time. So with that, y'all, my check was $640 every 2 weeks. $640 every 2 weeks, and y'all, it might have sound good, but I was still struggling, y'all. I was still struggling. Not to mention, y'all, at one point in time, I didn't even have a car. I was catching a bus, and I was catching a train with my youngest. Y'all, I struggled. Y'all hear me? I was catching a train with my youngest, and then walking to the babysitter, which is my sis-law grandmother, was watching babysitting Kendra for me. And then I would get on the bus to go to work at Burger King, and I was doing that every day. And my oldest was with me until my youngest son's grandmother, she blessed me with a vehicle. So I no longer had to, be on the bus and the train and stuff. And eventually I ended up getting my own car. Income tax time came, I ended up getting my own car. But then, y'all, like I said, I was struggling so bad, even with making $1 more. The struggle was still real for me. So I was like, you know what? No, this is not it. And then the child care place that I was working for, honey, them people treat you like ish. They ain't give two rats tail about you. It was all about them. It was all about them, y'all. I mean, and I ain't gonna lie, at first, I felt good working there, but then after I started reading them and picking up on how they is and who they is, what type of person they are, I despise going to that place. I say, not only do I have to leave this place, to a better living, I need a better environment. This is not it. I just feel like I was around a bunch of demons. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't give a damn. That's just how I felt, and that's just how I still see it to this day. Feel like I was working around a bunch of demons, whether it was the staff and the people who ran the damn place. I didn't give a damn. I was like, no, bad energy all around. So, I had to better myself, y'all. I bettered myself, and I got into the medical field. Y'all. Again, single mother, it still wasn't easy for me. I still found myself, going through my little tribes and tribulations, still struggling or whatever, but I had to make the best of it. I literally had to make the best of it, y'all, and I made the best of it. And I also found myself getting even closer to God. I got even closer to God, and I put my big girl panties on, y'all, and I made do what it do. And I just had so much ambition, and I wanted so much out of life, because I know life has so much to offer, y'all. So much to offer, but it's only given to those that want it. And I want it so bad, and to this day. So I had to make do what it do, y'all. I moved up out the ghetto. Y'all. Imagine you opening up your front door and you see your neighbor laying on your car. You don't say nothing the first time, but then the second time you see it, you say something about it. And then, like, no, get off my car. Don't be laying on my car. My car ain't no bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, who does that? Only somebody that doesn't have respect and doesn't give a damn. And I didn't like that, y'all. I felt violated. Like, why would you lay on my car? Y'all, I'm so happy I moved up out the ghetto. But yeah, that's how I ended up moving into the ghetto. And yeah, and I don't blame my ex that found me the place, y'all. No, don't get it misconstrued. I do not blame him at all. I blame myself. I'm gonna take responsibility on that. But I also, I also fought my youngest son's dad, because, like, why was you know what I'm saying? Why? But y'all, stuff like that don't make me, it don't break me. It makes me stronger. Makes me stronger and wiser. And again, this is my story. This is my testimony. This is what I went through in life, and hopefully, if you see the signs that God is giving you, you don't ignore them. You don't ignore them. Yeah, I know these days people call it red flags and stuff. Even I've even said red flags. But honey, these are signs from God. Don't ignore it. I'm going to go ahead and end this here story time. Listen, if you're not already part of the KP family, go on and hit that subscribe button right now today. Be sure to turn your post notifications on. Give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below. Follow me on all social media platforms. It's Karen P, ITSKARENP, straight across the search bar. And be sure to subscribe to my other YouTube channel, Karen P Reacts. Listen, y'all, it feels so good to no longer be living in the ghetto, okay? Some may call it the hood, the projects, whatever you want to call it. It feels good that I'm no longer living in it. And trust and believe, any and everything that you want in life, you can get it. Put your mind to it. Keep faith in God. Keep faith in yourself. And have that relationship with God. And don't run to God when you need Him. Have that relationship with Him around the clock, year round. Remember, God is your best friend. Remember that God is your best friend. God is your best friend, okay? Ooh, y'all, I tell y'all, I feel so good. But y'all stay tuned, because I will be doing a little tour of my place. So y'all stay tuned. Once again, it's Karen P. I love y'all. Thank y'all so very much for all of the love and support. And yeah, remember, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. Don't allow no guy or no woman to cause you to fail in life. Once again, it's Karen P. and